Hello! Welcome back to You Live. This is Lily. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Yep.
How's the book world?
Good.
Lots of books in the book world?
Yep.
Lots of new books?
Yeah, lots of new books, lots of stuff coming out for Christmas.
Do you ever get worried that they're not going to make books anymore?
I was actually talking about this today. There has been a decrease in republishing old books because of e-readers and electronic books.
Does that make them
easier
more
and
valuable?
cheaper. Maybe some of them. And it's probably quite good in the sense because lots of the time things will get published and it's not a very environmentally friendly process, to be honest. Yeah, lots of shipping, lots of water waste, cutting down. Yeah, I mean they can use sustainable forestry, but the process of it is still not ideal necessarily.
True.
Yeah.
I've always associated reading books with good things, but now that you say that, I take that back.
Well, it was really interesting during when the Olympics was in China, we had a whole lot of publishing houses. They do lots of their printing overseas, and a lot of their houses are in China, and we couldn't get our stock a couple of times from the distributors that were based in China because the publishing houses, the pollution from these places was so extreme that they were part of the warehousing area that China had shut down when the Olympics were on, so that the atmosphere wasn't so clogged up.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It did make me think books aren't necessarily the most sort of environmentally friendly.
Do they print books in New Zealand?
Yeah, they do, but not so much anymore. Most things offshore.
Right.
And I'm not actually sure. This is, however, I have brought in one New Zealand book because I don't often do them. And what I thought today that we could talk about was just some really cute little ideas that were slightly left of centre for what you might want to do as a stocking stuffer. I've never done that at my house. Do you stuff stockings at your family?
Yeah, big fan. I always found that some of my favourite gifts came out of the stocking.
So you're not just throwaway ones, because I wasn't sure a lot of the time. So they can be good quality stuff in there.
Yeah. That's where quality gifts go in there.
That's where the diamond rings go.
Pretty much, that's where the iPods go.
Right, nice in your family. Or where the Glen Colquhoun, where the Glen Colquhouns could go. So this, you might know him. Do you want to do a little Murray Cam? This guy. The older woman like him.
He's a good-looking fellow.
He's a good-looking fellow. He is part Māori, part Pākehā, and he's a poet and a doctor.
Did you know it?
I think he did. Eventually he knew it.
I'm glad.
Yeah. And he's relatively famous, I would say, in terms of a poet, but often their profile's not super high. But Glen Colquhoun, a lot of people know him, and he's done a previous book, Playing God, which is all poetry about being a doctor and the medical practice, and that's really beautiful. This is a collection of essays and some of his previously unpublished poetry from ends of thoughts that didn't quite find their way into previous collections. And The Jumping Ship is an essay that he was commissioned to write by Lord Jones when he did his Four Winds Press. You might remember it, or some of the viewers may remember it, these teensy, really cute, really well published little essays on getting old, or and this is on Jumping Ship, and it's to do with his auntie who died, who passed away. So this is really beautiful, and even the introduction's stunning. He's a really wonderful person and poet. So yeah.
So that's a good one.
That's a really good one. It's a lovely little New Zealand thing
that
you can pop in. That's $25. So that's
great,
within
that's a good
the stocking. Yeah, that's I thought a good stocking stuffer price range. And it'll it's just the gift that'll keep giving, really, poetry.
I mean, yeah, it could never end.
No,
you could literally read that 1 million times and come up with a different interpretation of it every time.
Yeah, Connor's gagging to read this out loud to you, so I'm just going to stop it.
Are you sure? One line?
Yeah, no, I think we'll be all right. But the other one I wanted to talk about
Stitch.
as well...
That was one of the words I took away.
Stitch, cool.
Stitch.
Live with that forever. This one, Murray Cam, if you will. This is, now I've reviewed the Atlas of Remote Islands before. This is the pocket edition. So it's little and yellow and perfect for a stocking stuffer, which is probably why they republished it at this point in the year.
It's genius, really, isn't it?
It is. The original copy, which was quite a bit bigger, like a little coffee table book, that won the German prize for the most beautiful publishing.
That's my kind of prize.
That's your kind of prize.
Yeah, big fan.
So this is, you'll love this. It's very well set out. You can see.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool little introduction. So what it is, sorry if you can just, so it's the island and then statistics about the island, but it's fictive, so she makes up these little stories. So it's kind of, in a sense, they're like a little novel. Because of the stories that are all made up, but the islands are real, and they're really remote islands, and they're divided into really remote. Yeah. Norfolk Island, all sorts of places that basically you couldn't go because the terrain is really hostile. And she makes up these little kind of geographical stories about them.
Perfect batch book for Christmas.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. Yeah. It's the best batch book.
Leave it at the batch.
That and like the islands of the Hauraki Gulf.
By the book's end, I felt that I had travelled to all 50 islands.
Armchair book, armchair travel.
I like that. So this is, when you say it's the pocket atlas, is the other book just literally only just bigger? Or do they cut some stuff out?
Do you mean are there any differences? No. This is the only difference. It's just small and perfect for a stocking stuffer.
And only $30.
There you go. And I'll show you the last one after the break.
That sounds good. Right now we play a little bit of Kids Radio. The tune's called La La. Yay! One of my favourite New Zealand bands there, La La. One of my favourite guests on the show as well. That's, I mean, it's all right, but you're,
the lid was on,
sort of forgiven.
anything.
But, is it right? Okay, you're forgiven. It's okay.
Lipton tea. Should we do a promo?
You could do.
Yeah.
Lipton nice tea. It is delicious. It is tasty. Refreshing in the summer sun, actually. Hey, so stocking fillers.
Yes.
We've been through 2, the Pocket Atlas of the Remote Islands. I was actually thinking through this. I might have to get myself a copy. Might get one for Mum.
Yeah, it's a great one for the extended family.
It made me realise New Zealand owns a lot of islands that we just don't really do much with.
And it's kind of weird. It's just sort of like apocalypse planning, you know, like just in case the main geography gets uninhabitable, we can go and live in Antarctica.
Yeah, just restart the entire population just by sending 8 people down there. Sweet as.
They'd be wonderful people too. Yeah, that would really work well.
I reckon they'd send Kim Crossman.
Probably.
She's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
So the final one is one of the most beautiful books. It's not super new actually. It's about maybe half a year old, but it's a gorgeous kid's gift. Da-da-da. So it's Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. But it's by the Japanese artist Yayoi Kusama. She's in her 80s.
Wow.
And she's... So she was a really prominent artist all through the 60s and 70s and 80s, and she was credited with influencing people like Andy Warhol. She was known really widely for her polka dots, which is why this is kind of prominent on the cover. But the book itself is really well designed and then illustrated the entire way through, so you can see...
We had an exhibition from her recently.
Yes,
in
I didn't
Auckland,
get to go, but...
Or Wellington. Was it Te Papa or was it Auckland?
A Wellington member of our staff went, so maybe it was at Te Papa, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it would be pretty amazing.
Loves the polka dots.
It's such a cool thing because Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is one of those books that kind of jumps generations, so you can get it for kids and read it to them, but you also can read it as an adult. And this is kind of a really perfect betwixt between one because it's a beautiful gift for someone who likes it or hasn't read it yet as an adult. But it's also a really cool gift for a kid. I mean, if you're going to read it, you may as well enjoy yourself while you're at it. And it's, yeah, it's really stunning.
Show us a few pages?
Yeah, the illustrations in there are pretty incredible.
I just like the layout, so you can see polka dot on pages, which is obviously her thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very graphic-y. And also kind of, like, she was around in the hippie era as well, so a lot of this is quite influential in terms of...
That works pretty well for the story as well, doesn't it?
Trippy, yeah,
I mean,
completely.
trippy.
That's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
one
big,
of
she's
the
playing on the acid trip.
Trippiest stories of all time, really.
Whoa.
It's a portrait of herself.
That's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah, very
I like the
cool.
look of that.
What's that one worth?
I don't know how much that costs, actually.
We'll go with a... That's a friendly... That's a friendly...
It's an heirloom, man.
It's worth it no matter what it costs.
That's a passed down
I'm
through the
gonna
generations book,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's
So
not
you can
just
pick up all of these great stocking fillers at your local Unity Books in Auckland City and also Wellington City.
Yep, be you in Wellington or in Auckland, both stores will have these.
Do you have The Hobbit?
Of course we do, and there's a lovely new collector's edition out.
Really?
Little hardback, yeah, it's beautiful.
How's it been selling?
Well, they've been pushing it a lot. I don't know. I'm not really on the ground floor in that sense. Probably quite well.
Not really on the floor.
Not really on the floor, no. But yeah, it has been definitely generating a boost in sales there.
I can
thanks to the
imagine.
film.
Yeah, it's good. I might pop into the Unity Bookstore in Wellington. Going down to Wellington tomorrow.
Cool. So if you want to see Connor, go to Unity Books Wellington.
No, that's not what it's saying at all. Courtney saw her exhibition in Welly. Incredible. Oh, and so trippy.
Nice.
I can imagine
Oh, so trippy.
Buzzy, bro. Yeah, it's very cool. Lily, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
These
as
are
usual.
all incredible books that you've brought in. So do go pick one up as a stocking filler because it just makes sense, really. It's enlightening and it's a great thing to just have in the home.
Yep, and it suits almost everyone, so you'll be well off.
How young can you start reading that story to? And my niece is 2.5.
Probably older than that, but my son's nearly 4 and he's listening to stories and like engaging. It's just when they can like sit still.
Right.
Yeah, and
Couple of
conceive of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still can't do that myself.
No.
Let's
Maybe
play.
when you're 30.
Maybe. Let's play a music video from
Jessie Ware.
Jessie Ware. Night. Bye.
Bye, Lily.
Slowly.
Bye.